Hello, peoples of the internet. Shane here from ComX. I'm just doing a bit of a live stream to sort of practice doing live streams, and I thought I'd talk about some things while I was here. So let's get to the business side of things, and the first thing I'll talk about is there is a Kickstarter going at the moment for Bin Kitty. So I'll just bring that up on the screen, and I'll make that bigger. Actually, I'll make it lots bigger. And then I'll bring up the link. So that's binkitty.comx.studio. That's how you get to the Bin Kitty Kickstarter. It's over target, so that's good. But you know, we can always sell more comics. That's always a good thing. Get us well and truly over the target, so we can produce more and get more out there to more people. So that's what we want. So Bin Kitty, great story. Cat wakes up in an alley next to a dead body, aching pain in the head, hole in her forehead, and no memory of who she is, why she's there, or anything. And she immediately gets into a fight and finds that she has some vicious skills. Haha, vicious. So yeah, so I'm getting laughed at in the background there. And yes, hello. Take my top off. Nice one, Duncan. Only if you do, Duncan. Yes, I agree. Only if you do, Duncan. So that's binkitty.comx.studio. So that'll get you to the Kickstarter. There's only 5 days left. I should know that. There's only 5 days left, so you've got to get in there. It was 5 days yesterday afternoon, so that means it'll be clicking over to 4 days very soon. And apparently Duncan's already naked, so there we go. He's already got his shirt off. And Kerry says hello. Hello, Kerry. So yeah, that's Bin Kitty. So another Kickstarter that's going at the moment is Shadow's Daughter. So I will take that link down. And I don't actually have a quick link to Shadow's Daughter. So you'll need to go to here, comx.vip/latest Kickstarters, and that'll take you to the latest Australian Kickstarters for comics. And he's, I think, on the second row. Shadow's Daughter, or she, is on second row. He, as in Morgan, the creator of this comic. So, yeah, so go over there. Shadow's Daughter, he's kicking butt on this Kickstarter. Help him kick some more butt and get yourself some great comics. I think there's 6 all up. So, yeah, six Shadow Daughter comics. Great art, great stories. So, yeah. So who else can we do next? Vivian Jones. So Vivian's an upcoming. So all you can do here is you can go to Vivian Jones, and I've got a quick link for Vivian as well, which is here on the screen somewhere. Vivian.comx.studio. That will get you to the pre-launch page. Click that notify button, which is, I keep putting my mouse over. There we go. Here. I've already clicked it, so it says saved for me, but that will say notify me or notify when or something like that. Click that, and that'll send you an email when it launches. So you don't miss out on Vivian Jones. That's a great comic, collecting together what was in Presents, plus some few extra bits and pieces, special just for the comic itself. And of course, we cannot forget good old Spedsy. He's got a Kickstarter coming up very soon. It's got Devil's Toilet 3, Vamoose 3, and Sluggish 1. I'm actually looking forward to Sluggish. It looks like a really cool little comic. I think the way he sums it up is something along the lines of, do you like depression? Do you like anxiety? Well, this is the slug for you, or something like that. I've probably stuffed that up totally. Sorry, Spedsy. But yeah, it sounds like a really cool story, really cool character. You got Vamoose, which is a great little anthology, a lot of fun. Yes, you are making me nervous, Duncan. No, I think I'd be more nervous if I was naked. So yeah, so Devil's Toilet, Vamoose, and Sluggish. Vamoose is a great little thing, anthology. It brings together a whole heap of different talents, Spedsy does, to write little stories. Great fun, great book. I've enjoyed the first two. I'm looking forward to the third one. Devil's Toilet, as everyone knows Devil's Toilet. Devil's Toilet, come on. It's like an Australian icon. Number 3. So that's find out how this story continues after the demons come up from hell, I guess, where they come from. Ghostbusters Kickstarter. Yay, Nick. Woo! So, yeah, he's doing quite well there. 42 followers. That's pretty cool for the Kickstarter. Just remember, same thing. Click what would say notified. I've already clicked it. If I click it again. Yeah, see, that's what it says. Notify me on launch. So click that when you're logged in, and it will save. So now I'll be told when that gets started. So, and bring the screen back to me. Cool. So that's the Kickstarters I wanted to get through. So what else was I going to talk about? That's a good question. I was going to go through, well, I'm still going to do this. I'm going to go through a site which I've created to make things a little simple. I've had a few people tell me that ComX itself, because of limitations with a software called WordPress, I've needed to separate the different components of what we do into different websites. Some of them it makes sense. Some of them it's like, why is it over there? And it's like, well, that particular site has so many plugins in it, which are like extensions to the operating system, that it gets a bit risky to keep putting more and more in there, in that it's just a matter of time before 2 or 3 of them clash with each other and bring the whole site down. So I didn't want to have too many different functions on the same site, is pretty much the easiest way to say it. So I created this site, and I'll bring that up as well. It's pretty much a bit of a Linktree ripoff, with just links to all the major parts of the different sites. So just little buttons, little animated buttons there. I won't go through what they all are, but this is at ComX, that's COMX.CX. I thought that'd be nice, easy to remember, ComX.CX. So it's got things like even links to the Facebook groups that I run, a wiki that we have, which is slowly being populated over time. And then the major sites are shown. So you've got the ComX Shop, which I'll show you soon. And then you've got the ComX Studio, which is I should say what the ComX Shop is. The ComX Shop is a online shop that just sells Australian indie comics. That's all it sells. Australian indie products, because we do have a Australian-made comic box for sale on there as well. But most of it's just Australian indie comics, or comic related. There you go. That's a nice way to say it. Okay, and I'm talking too fast and taking my breath away. And we've got ComX Studio. ComX Studio is the publishing arm of ComX. This is where we create Presents Noir. This is the studio which is handling the Bin Kitty publication. We just took over Battle for Bustle. Battle for Bustle 4 just came out through us. ComX Studio also does Bronwyn. Bronwyn has moved over to ComX, Bronwyn and Bronwyn Further Adventures. And Bronwyn Wrath of the Cursed crossover, I think, has also come over to ComX Studio. We're having some comics coming out soon, like Vivian, the one I just showed you, the Kickstarter. There's a collection of comics under, I keep going to call it Karate Guy, but it's Final Dragon. I just nicknamed it that a long time ago, and I get that stuck in my head all the time. But it's Final Dragon. We've got Foes. And if I forgot anyone, I'm really sorry. And then there's Comics. I used to call this Comics Network, but it doesn't really tell you what it is. So I've changed the name to Comics Directory or Comics Hub. This is the original site. This is what started Comics. So it's comics.net.au. And this is it's pretty much a directory. It started as a directory of comic shops. Then it grew into a directory of comic shops and comic-related events happening around Australia. Then it grew into comic shops, comics-related events around Australia, and Australian comic Kickstarters. That's not very well populated at the moment. I've been a bit slack, so I'm busy doing all this other stuff. But there's still stuff in there. I've got people helping me, so it is getting populated, and it's starting to become a lot more usable and valuable resource. There's also what started this whole expansion off, which was the directory of Australian comic creators. We are up to, I think it's about 130 people have created a profile on there, and different Australian creators, and that's growing. More people are finding out about it and adding themselves. So yeah, if you want to add yourself to that, you can just go to comx.net.au, or there's a button up here somewhere, application for Australian creators ComX profile. So that button there will take you to the exact page, not just the site, but the exact page you need to go to add yourself. So yeah. What else is on here? Oh, it's ComX events. I won't talk about that too much because that's a future project. There's some more quick links to get to things like the reviews, crowdfunded, the indie creator interviews. That's the link to the ComX wiki that we're slowly populating. Now, these aren't ComX related, but the Australian Comic Database, ComX Database, is a really useful resource. I believe it's done by the guys who form the ledgers, and they populate that with pretty much every Australian comic title. As new titles come out, they put them into the database, and I don't know how thorough it is, but it's there's a lot of comics in this database, so I'm thinking it's extremely thorough. Then we've also got the Oz Comics DB. Now this is more of a database for libraries for Australian comics and graphic novels, so that's a pretty cool little resource as well. Then the ComX community, that's a future project as well, but there is the Discord channel, so that takes you to the Discord channel, and there's just some quick links to the shop and the stuff like that. So that's what that site's all about. It's just the one page, pretty much like a link tree, just with a lot more information. There's little explanations about what each thing is, if you want to have a bit of a read, but it's mostly just quick links to all the different sections you want to get to. It's a nice starting spot if you want to try to understand what ComX is all about. Yeah, so I'm going to have a drink. So that's comx.cx. So that's a nice little handy site. And have we got any more comments? Come on, people, give me some comments. Give me something to answer. Give me some questions. This is just pretty random little stream I'm doing here. I'm just throwing things out there, practicing being live, punching really badly. So what else have we got? I'll show you the actual ComX Studio site. Just all information about the ComX Studio. A bit of information there. My particular favorite page, two favorite pages. There's the creators who are involved in ComX Studio projects, mostly just the presents so far. These are all the different people who've appeared in presents. I'm still getting some information. There are more people than that. I'm just getting their photos and so forth so I can put them up. But the new section of the site, so this is comx.studio, which is also the name of the studio, which is ComX Studio, is the pre-order page, the pre-order store. So this is where you can pre-order anything we've got coming out. It's got a bit of information there about the stuff that we're pre-ordering at the moment. So we've got ComX Presents 3. That's on pre-order until the stock arrives. Then I'll be taking that off the site and it will go into the shop where it will go to full price. So pre-orders are not full price. They are discounted. That's a discount for you giving us money before we've printed them. That's a bit of a thank you. So we give you a discount. Bin Kitty 1, that's all through the Kickstarter. So people haven't bought it through here yet. And I've just put up ComX Presents issue 4s. I say 4s because it's Presents 4 and Presents New R4. We've just started that one, so yeah, it's only at 0 at the moment. But yeah, so you can come to this site, you purchase. This is not like Kickstarter. You are purchasing a book. Plans for comics. Oh, yeah. So I'll just finish what I was saying there first. So you're purchasing a book here. You're not supporting a campaign that if it doesn't fund, you don't get what you're after, all that sort of stuff. This is an actual purchase. If you purchase here, we'll honor it just like a normal shop. You just won't get it until the campaign's over and we've printed them. But we will print them regardless. If you order them, they will be printed, that you will get them. This is not supporting a campaign. This is actually buying a comic. I know for some people that's a turn-off with Kickstarter. So we've created this so that people who don't like Kickstarter, who don't like the idea of not being guaranteed the product, well, this is an actual purchase. This is a store. This is a purchase. So you will get the book. You're not supporting a campaign and hoping you get the reward. This is an actual purchase of a product. I've probably said that enough times now. And yeah, so that's the pre-order store. There's all the books we've got in at the moment. Presents 3 will disappear in the next few days because that's being printed as we speak. And I should get that in the next couple of days, like couriered here. So once I've got them, they'll be coming off the pre-order page and going into the store at full price. And I'm talking too fast and losing my breath again. Now, bring up a question. What do we got here? If we are an indie creator, how do we get in touch with you to get our books printed and published? The best way to do that is if we go back to that many links place, comx.cx, there's an actual, well, hang on, let's check. There's a link to ComX Studio, or you can just go comx.studio. I actually thought there was a short link here to submissions, but there doesn't seem to be. But there is the email. You can contact me by email, which is info@comx.studio. Or you can go to ComX Studio and go to submissions on the menu. And this walks you through what you need to do to submit your work. If you haven't got work to submit or you're just thinking about coming over to us, email is probably the best way. Get in contact with me at info@comx.studio, and then we can just have a chat rather than a formal submission process. If you're just after that, because yeah, you submit your work, press there, and that brings up an email program. So yeah, so all it does is email to me anyway. So you've got the submit email, but you can just go to the info email as well, just to have a chat and just say g'day. You know, you're interested in working with ComX, let me know. We'll have a chat about it and we'll see what we can do. Another question. Ever thought about doing tutorials classes either for younger artists or aspiring? Yes, martial arts, we have thought of that. We are considering, we're trying to figure out when and how and like the logistics of it and who wants to get involved. So we're going to do we were thinking a live stream maybe, like, and sort of do tutorials, classes, information sessions, that sort of stuff. We're still trying to think that through, the best time, the best place, all that sort of stuff, and how to do it and work around our schedules, myself and Zach. And but yes, that's definitely on the cards. We want to help encourage not just current creators, but encourage the future creators of comics to do this stuff and help them along as well. So we definitely want to do tutorials and classes. That's an awesome idea, and we have been thinking about it. As for the plans for the birthday, let me get up. I need to check the calendar because I don't know the birthday off the top of my head. Sorry, you can't see the calendar when it's in that screen. Okay, so the 21st of next month is the first birthday of ComX Studio. So we should probably start thinking of something to do for that because that's going to come up very quickly. So yeah, so next month is ComX Studio's first year, which I think is pretty cool. We have put out 8 books of presents, so 4 presents and 4 presents noir. Bin Kitty will be out by then as well, and Battle for Bustle has been published and is in the store, in the shop. I point over there because that's where I keep all the stock. Bronwyn also is through ComX Studio now, so Bronwyn's going out as we speak. She just did a Kickstarter. Well, Zach, did a Kickstarter for issues 1, 2, and 3 of the original series. They're all going out as we speak. I believe he has printed 1, and he's sending them all now out as we speak, and 2 and 3 are at the printer, I think. Don't quote me on that. Ask Zach for sure. But yeah, so that's a lot of printing that we've done in just 1 year. So I'm pretty proud of that, to be honest. And I'm sure Zach will say the same thing. We're pretty proud of that accomplishment. I should have read that before I put it up. Thanks, Nick. That's nice of you to say. I don't think I would say I'm the most powerful. These are very, because I'm sure I would lose an arm wrestle with any of the other publishers out there, so I'm not that powerful at all. So flabby computer IT staff arms. So yeah, so I'm not very powerful at all. Unlike Sidrus, I don't fly. I'm not bulletproof. Yes, so but that gave me a good laugh. Thank you. So yeah, so I was up to studio. So another one I'm proud of is the ComX Shop. So that's comx.shop. I'm trying to make these URLs as easy as possible. Thanks, Nick. Too quick for some, eh? Oh, okay. Yeah, too quick for me. That's who it's been too quick for. So there's the ComX Shop, and this is where we sell the Australian indie comics, and we also sell, if I scroll down, this is just a little bit of explanation about the shop. This publishers is a link, it's a page where the publishers we have with us so far, which is ourselves, of course, ComX Studio. We got What Zach Drew, his comics are in there as well. Psycho Janitor, we've got comics from him, from Spedsy, that's Spedsy's title. I can't think of the word. What's Left Books, that's Dave Dye. So there's some awesome books from Dave Dye in our collection. And just to be lazy, I've called everyone else independents. We are getting some Reverie books very soon, so there'll be a Reverie publisher bar here soon to take you. And what they do is they take you to all the books. Like you click on that banner, and it takes you to all the books that we have published by that particular publisher. We have a little bit of a description about the publisher. We have a link to their site, and then the link back to publishers. And there's just a few little books here. If you want to sort through them, like you just want to see all these amazing tales, then there they are there. Just the Anzac Legend, which we've only got the one. We are looking to get the volume 1 soon. Cut Down, which is just one comic at the moment, and then all of them again. So yeah, so just a bit of a look. So that's What's Left Books. And return to publishers. So we've got Psycho Janitor here. So this is the Vamooses in the toilets, Devil's Toilets, I should say. Yeah, so that's all we've got at the moment. I'm looking forward to when his Kickstarter finishes, we get to stock Sluggish. So that'll be awesome. And we'll have Devil's Toilet 1, 2, and 3, Vamoose 1, 2, and 3, and Sluggish. That'll be awesome for the store, awesome for Spedsy, awesome for you because you'll get to read them. So that would be awesome when that happens. I'll quickly go to the independents. Who did I miss? Oh, I missed us. We can skip us and Zach. So we'll just go to the independents. So we've got quite a few here. I've tried to separate them a little. So you got Scoundrel Studios, which is Crimson Rascal. One is physical, and the other one is physical and signed. We have a few of them left. We've got Radical 1, 2, and 3. Very cool comics. My personal favorite is Laserballs, but you've got to get the comic to find out what that is. Angry Fred comics. We'll be getting, I think it's Viva Los Angry, I think is what it's called. It's the second edition to this. We'll be getting that soon. And we've got Fury Comics, which is Detective Budgie, which is a lot of fun. We've got the bigger trade and the small little, small comic. Very cool fun. Fly Hard as in Die Hard. Hard Boiled. I'm not sure what that's a play on. I'll have to ask Mr. Nicholas, Mr. Quick. So yeah, that's the shop. So this is the actual store itself. This is where all the books are. It takes a while to load while I'm running this program. Oh, took the words right out of my mouth. Have you ever thought about providing a service to develop online studios for artists? Well, portfolios, sorry. I know web development can be hard for some. Yes, I have thought about that as well, believe it or not. It's just the logistics of that is hard. I've thought about doing what they call a WAS, which is WAAS, website as a service. And what this does is I create a massive website, which then you develop sub websites to that massive website. A lot like, sort of like Owner Indie, but a lot more powerful in that it's not just a store. It would be a portfolio. It would be a little profile about yourself, or anything you want to whack in there. You'd be able to do, and I could load it up with software that makes it easier to develop a web page. I have thought about doing that, but a WAS is very expensive to set up, so that's the only thing holding that project up, and time, of course. I do so many things; it's a lot of time. So it has been thought about. I'm been trying to figure out different ways to do things so that I wouldn't have to do a WAS. I helped Zach build a website. That wasn't too bad. He was able to pick up a lot of it himself, so it didn't use up a lot of my resources and time. So that was pretty cool. Spedsy picked up how to make one as well. Yeah, so I've done that, but I couldn't do that for everyone because that's a lot of time to individually help everyone. So the WAS is probably the best option. I've just got to figure out a way to do it cheaper. Yeah. So yes, that has been thought about. Martial arts, or Lauren. I know your real name. So yeah. What's up, Facebook user? Give us your name, because you haven't logged in, so I don't know what your name is. And is there anything I've missed here while I've been yabbering on? I don't think there is. So yeah, that has been thought about, Lauren. I've been trying to think of a way to make websites easier to build portfolios other than things like DeviantArt and all that sort of stuff. I've been trying to think of ways to do the classes. The other question you asked, that's actually a little bit of a pet project for me and Zach. We both want to create that, so that's not just me this time. Zach wants to create a resource for aspiring creators to find out more. So, which is a lot of what the Discord channel is for as well, to help current creators talk to each other, get hints from each other and so forth, and also for aspiring creators to get into the Discord channel and talk to current creators and get information and try to learn from current creators' mistakes rather than making them themselves and learning the hard way. Or just learn tips and tricks to get your comic out there quicker, draw your comic, write your comic, whatever it is that you're doing. Ways to talk to other, like if you're a writer and you need an artist, avenues to find those artists, and what you should expect, how much you should pay them, things like that, or what sort of range, because every artist is different depending on their skill levels and popularity. People need to take that into account as well. Popularity will also change someone's price. So Facebook user, who are you? Talk to me. And have a drink.
Dan said hello on Facebook, but his name showed up as Facebook user. Is that Dan May?
I don't think so. Sorry, I'm just talking to Kerry in the other room. Hi Darren. That's awesome. So what's the best? Just contact me. I think most of these messages are going out as me, so just give us a buzz on Facebook. It's Shane Sizzle Siddle, and I'll get you onto the Discord channel where you can chat to some of the current people who've been penciling for a long time and get some tips and tricks and have a bit of a chat and a bit of a, get to know the industry. So yeah, happy to help you out there, Darren, and I'm sure other artists will be happy to help you out as well. Hey, Dan. G'day, how you going? And we've got Michelle as well. That's awesome. Hi, Michelle. Loving the art that you two send in. So Michelle and Dan send in arts to drink and draw on Friday nights on a regular basis. That's really cool. So, okay, what can I go to next? What more time can I kill? Does anyone have any questions about ComX itself, or even about myself? I'd be happy to answer any questions. And while I'm going over this is a fun one. I decided I needed to catalog my collection. I was starting to forget which indie comics I'd already bought, and I bought a couple of comics twice because I was like, oh, that looks awesome. Did I get that already? No, I can't remember. And I got it. Yes, and we love your art, Dan. We're loving what you send in. It's good fun. It's great art as well. So, and it really helps to show your interaction. So thanks for that. So this is my collection. I might zoom this in a bit. So pretty much this is just a site for myself. Anyone can visit it. It's not private. It's just my collection. It's nothing really to hide there. And it's in alphabetical order. So I think it's 32 a page. So it scrolls for a bit. Here we go. And this is just what I've bought so far. So to all those indie creators out there in Australia, if you don't find your comic in here, let me know so I can get it. And send myself even more broke. So yeah, this is, and what I've done is I haven't actually gone through the book of each book because there is 260 of them, I think, that I have in my collection. So I didn't have time to actually open them all up and find out who was involved in each one. But if their names in full were on the cover, so if they just had surnames, I couldn't guess their first names unless I knew who they were talking about. I added them to the contributors list. So this contributors list is not thorough. It's just if they appeared on the cover. So if we go to Beck Haley, for example, I know that she was in this book because her name is in that little list right there. So once I get time to go through the book and find out who was actually involved in contributing to the art, the writing, whatever. This list might actually be useful to some people. It'll only be my collection. It's not a complete list of books out there. It's just what I have. Like Ben has a few. He puts his name on the covers of all of his. So that's all the stuff I've got from Ben Slavic, sorry. So yeah, because he puts his name on the cover, so I know that he's in it. So that's why his appear quite a few. I could have cheated. Yes, yeah. I mean, some of them I knew who was in it just because I knew the comic. Others I wasn't sure on the. Just even if I didn't know the spelling of their name, I didn't put them on there. So yeah, well, once I get a chance to go through the books, it'll be a lot more useful. Yes, Nick, I agree. Friday nights are the best. I have a lot of fun. I look forward to Friday night each week. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to Wednesday, hanging with Morgan as well on the ComX Show. And for anyone who doesn't know those things, if they're watching and they don't know our other shows, we have a Friday night drink and draw, which is broadcast over Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just look for the notifications. It's on at if you're in the YouTube right now, if you hit the subscribe button, that will subscribe you to the channel and you'll be alerted to our other two shows that we have. This isn't a technical show. This is just me having a bit of fun, having a bit of a chat with everyone. So I think I've shown everything I wanted to show. I mean, there is the site that started it all. That's the site that started it all. So, and this is the part of the site that started it all, this comic store locator in Australia. So hopefully all these comic stores are still open after COVID. I know a lot of them, I've had to take a few off already. I know Bris Vegas, unfortunately, is shutting down their doors. Shutting down, is closing their doors, shutting down. Unfortunately, because I don't know if it was COVID. That's a bit of an assumption, but yeah, it might have been. But they've obviously hadn't had a good run. I'm not sure about the other stores. Hopefully they're all still open. I believe Comics R Us moving from Melbourne, from having two sites to just having the one. I think they're moving to Chapel Street, if I remember correctly. Well, not moving to Chapel Street, just consolidating everything to the Chapel Street store. And the inner city Melbourne one will be closing down, or has already. I'm not sure. This is a new one I found out about. Draticus. I hope I pronounced that right. Labs. They stock a lot of indie comics, apparently. I don't live in Victoria, so I can't tell you for sure. I haven't gone to the store. Drop Bear, unfortunately, is one of those ones that have been hit hard, and he is closing down. I should probably take it off the site because I think he closed down this weekend. And there's a few new stores that I haven't put in here yet. I need to get more information from them. There's Alien Hive, for example. Yeah. And Zomster, for those people in Brisbane, is a great little manga shop. They don't actually deal with your mainstream comics, as in the mainstream American comics. So yeah, so that's what started it all, that little directory there for comic shops. I was looking for comics and I couldn't find certain comics, and it just sort of grew from there. But we are your friends. You are hanging out with your friends by being a drink and draw on Friday nights. So, any questions? I might wrap it up if there's not. Comments, questions, all are welcome. I know there's a bit of a delay between this and the actual comments coming through, so I'll give it a few seconds. What else can I talk about? So don't forget those Kickstarters. We've got Bin Kitty, which is ending in 5 days. We got Vivian Jones, which I'm not sure when that's launching, but get on the page there and hit the notify. So that's vivian.comx.studio. We'll get you there. And hit that notify button like I'm doing right now. And get notified when it launches. Shadow's Daughter, 3 days to go. And that's 6 comics you get in there. Some are black and white, some are color. Morgan's got himself some great artists there, and he tells a great story, so these are worth getting. So get in there, and Morgan, I haven't got a quick link for him, unfortunately. Devil's Toilet and Vamoose and Sluggish. Kickstarter all coming together. I think it's in the next couple of weeks. It'll launch, so get in there, get notified so you don't miss out. And so get in there first. It's all about getting there first. I don't think you win anything, but you know, I always try to be the first backer of these campaigns. That's why I get notified. And that's Spedsy. So that's I'll bring that up so there's no confusion with the spelling. Spedsy.comx.studio. And that'll get you to his page. If you use that link when it goes live, that'll take you to the actual campaign as well. So at the moment, it's taking you to the pre-launch page, but when it goes live, it'll take you to the actual live one as well. So write it down. You want to get in there. And that's all the current Kickstarters. Presents, for anyone who's interested, is Presents 3 is on the way here. So I've sent out everything from 2 just a couple of weeks ago. So that got delayed a bit. Sorry about that. But the Kickstarter for Presents and Presents New R3 finished just a couple of weeks ago, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago. And the stock will be arriving this week. We're hoping Tuesday, but it just depends on the printer. And those will be out to you ASAP. So we're trying to improve on our turnaround of these Kickstarters. We also have, I should be pushing this a lot more than I do, but on the comx.cx page, there at the very top is the pre-order page for upcoming ComX Studio comics. Really want people to get to know this page, where you pre-order, and you pre-order at a discounted price. I will take that down. And I'll take my little face off there so you can see the site in full. So if you pre-order, it helps us print. It helps pay for the printing. It makes our life easier. It makes it so that we're not sending ourselves broke to get these books out to you. And you get a discounted price for helping us out. I think at the moment it's $3 off the cover price. That may change, but at the moment it's $3 off the cover price for helping us get these books out by pre-ordering, so we've got money up front to pay to get it printed so we can then send it out to everyone else who buys it from the shop. But once it's in the shop, it goes to full price. So you want to get it in the pre-launch, get that discount, and just that good feeling inside knowing that you've helped us out. And helped us get a book out to everyone and to yourself. So, yeah. Now with these, Presents 4, so that's Presents 3. That'll be disappearing as soon as I get the stock. You'll no longer be able to pre-order it. You'll have to order it from the shop. But so far we've got Noir. We're still working out the covers for Presents number 4. But Noir, Presents Noir 4. It goes a bit slow with the streaming going at the same time. There we go. So there's the 4 covers. Oh no, that's 3. I clicked on the wrong one. I was going to say they look way too familiar. So we've got these ones. These are for 4. Got it this time. These are the new covers. So there's been a bit of a, this is a bit of a fluke. All the artists have come, not all the artists, 3 of the 4 artists have come back with album covers. So we've got the famous Queen one down the bottom here. NWA's one of their covers. And let's, no. And we've got the Gorillas. I can't remember the album name. But we've got the Gorillas. Well, actually, we've got a few. That one's got a few. It's got Bronwyn as from Metallica. I'm not going to recognize all these. Foes from something, yeah. But yeah, Duncan did not just one cover, so he went a little bit further and did a whole bunch of CD covers or LPs. Probably is what it's meant to be. And then Lee did this really trippy one. I like this one, actually. Lee's art is improving every day, in my opinion. So this is a really cool cover for New R4. And this is the pack of all 4. So not only do you discount on buying them individually, if you buy all 4 covers, you get a further discount where you get all 4 for $30. So that's under $10 each. And they're actually going for $12, discounted $12. They're normally $15 each. So it's 4 for the price of 2, basically. So, yeah. So get in there, get the full pack, get all the covers. More information and more art will come out as the stories develop. Yeah, so pre-order. It's good stuff. Helps us out. Now I'll get my little mug back on the screen. No questions. Well, I'm just going to repeat this one because this is reading my mind. Thank you, everyone. You guys rock. Definitely. You all rock. Thank you to all. Yeah, I should say that. Thank you to all the creators and other people out there who've helped ComX get to where it is today. A special thank you to Zach. Without him, ComX Studio wouldn't exist. Without his ridiculous amount of time he puts into it. People think I do a lot. Zach is right up there. Spedsy, special thank you to Spedsy for helping me with the Friday night drink and draw show. He that might have died. I might have ran out of time or effort or just got scared of doing lives that every week by myself. Well, as in hosting them by myself. So Spedsy, thank you so much for that. And to Quick Nick, who's added a nice little element to the drink and draws, which I guess we should also thank Dave Dye, who's not technically a host or anything, but I think he's been on pretty much every episode, and he now went out and bought a camera so you can watch him draw as we go through the show. So that's really cool that he's done that. So thank you, Dave Dye. And just make sure... Actually, I'm going to throw out a thank you to Lauren Marshall as well. I don't know if she knows it, but it was her support while we were making the calendar that really spurred me on to do more than just the calendar. She was very, is encouraging a word? Very supportive, very supportive. And she encouraged me to do what I was doing and really made me feel like I was doing something worthwhile is probably the best way to say it. So thank you, Lauren. And there's probably more people, and I'm just forgetting. Sorry about that. Thank you to all who contributed to the calendar. That was a really cool project that started off the whole studio thing. So the calendar was a lot of fun. Let's see if I can just see. There's the calendar just up there. Can't see it, but it's Lauren Marshall. Oh, it's actually Lauren this Lana Luca this month. You can't see it. The camera's not pointing up high enough. Lana Luca. So it's actually Lauren's month. Yay for Dave Dye. Thanks, Lauren. Yes, you were inspiration. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much for that. I probably would have stopped at the calendar if it wasn't for your inspiration. I guess your support, and you're making me realize I was doing something worthwhile. So Sizzle, the ComX dude, is probably going to sign off now. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for putting up with me crapping on, and have a great Sunday. Thanks all. See yous.